Hey everyone, it's Jessica Michaels here with another layout for the thermoweb design team. So today I'm going to show you how to use these gorgeous foil mates by Ginakdesigns and some foil to create a nice little background for, say, a cut file like I'm using today. So I'm just doing some ink blending here to start out. I've pulled out this little card front here, or foil mate as Ginas are called, and I'm just ink blending some black soot distress oxide on there. And you want to make sure that you use a tissue or something soft to wipe off the toner portion before you foil it. But I just wanted to get some color on there first, and then I'm going to run this through my fuse laminating system with some of the Gina K fancy foil. This one's Jelly Bean Green, and you want to make sure that the foiled side, the pretty side, is facing up towards you, and that metallic silver side is down onto your project. You also want to make sure that when you're inserting that into your fuse laminating system or any laminator, that you insert that craft and carrier sheet with the folded edge into your machine. That creates a nice edge to go through your machine without getting bunched up or warped and potentially getting stuck in there if you inserted the open end. So I'm just going to back my cut file using some of the mixed media adhesive. I love this adhesive for stuff like this. It dries clear, so I don't have to worry if I get a little bit too much or make a little bit of a mess. I just cut this a little bit larger than my negative piece. You guys saw me grab the negative piece off of my cutting mat from my Cricut machine, and I use that to back my cut files, so I just cut a little bit larger than what I need so I have enough to glue onto the back side of that cut file. And then here I'm just taking this ombre piece of paper from a bellablvd school collection, and I just ripped some little pieces off because I loved that ombre effect, but I still wanted a nice clean white background because this is a school layout for my son. So I just wanted a nice clean background, but I wanted to add some texture and some color to my background. And I'm sticking with mainly greens today because my son's shirt is a Minecraft shirt and it's black and green. So I was trying to match his shirt and kind of recreate a layout based on that. So I'm just adding some texture on my background here just by ripping those strips, and then I distressed them with an edge distresser, and then as you can see here, I sewed down the middles of them on my sewing machine, and then I'm just fluffing up the edges a little bit, pulling them up off of the page. My cut file itself, I'm going to go ahead and back with these other two papers from the same bellablvd collection that I'm using. I think it's called School is Cool, and I am just going to back my little ND there with the black. You can see again I'm using these negative pieces from my cutting mat and just cutting a little bit larger outline so I have something to glue to the back of my cut file. And then the grade is going to be in that checkered green here. And I'm going to do this one a little bit differently. So what I do here when I have a larger piece that I need to back is, I'm going to go ahead and adhere these ones first, I guess, but I'm still using that mixed media glue. I love it for stuff like this. I'm going to pick this up and I'm just going to put some glue on the entire word grade. And then this is just another way that I like to back larger pieces of cut files, is to just glue this down directly to my paper, and then I'm just going to trim out around it. So I'm going to trim this off, and then I'm going to go in with an X-Acto knife and trim the middles and all of these other little pieces out of it. So it's pretty easy to do it this way if the glue is nice and fresh, because you can still manipulate it a little bit and just kind of get in there where you need it to go. Peel it up if you need to. And then here I'm just going in with my Olfa X-Acto knife and just trimming out these middles and bits and pieces. But this is going to dry nicely for me, and it's going to be a really nice focal point on this page. This was the first day of school for my son in second grade this year. I cannot believe it. He is a second grader, and it's just unreal. Time has just flown by. I'm grabbing some Nuvo and some Heidi Swap Color Shine in black. The Nuvo one, I cannot remember what the color was off the top of my head, but I will find it for you and link it down below if I can find it in a shop for you. But I'll put the color down there, and I just splattered some of the colors on my background just to add a little bit more texture. And then here I'm just using that jumbo foam tape roll. I like the 1/8 inch size. There's two sizes in the shop. One's a little bit thinner than the other. The 1/8 is the thicker one that I'm using today, and I'm just going to back my cut file with that so it's popped off my page. And then I'm going to use some of this 1/2 inch easy tear tape on the back side of my photo to go ahead and adhere that down over top of my little paper strips. I'm just going to tuck them in right here. And then I'm just going to embellish around him. I'm going to grab some embellishments that I already pulled out, some things that I thought maybe I could use. I wanted some like little word strips and things to kind of go in with my other little paper strips. I just wanted to enhance this a little bit, add a few things kind of here and there. So I'm just going to stagger some things on here. I'm going to end up using my mixed media adhesive again to adhere all of these fun things down on my page and get all of these nice little wordy phrase bits on here. And I think I might actually end up popping up the little banner piece at the bottom. I'm going to end up popping that up with some 3D foam squares. So I'll grab some of the Ginakde ones. And then here, this is one of my favorite things to do with flair. This is some flair from Scrappin Happy Studio. And I'm just going to grab some of the medium-sized Zots and put some thread behind there. You can see how I just get like a big piece of thread, a nice long piece, and then I just kind of drop it into my hand, kind of twirling it as I go. And I do sandwich that in between a couple glue dots, one on the epoxy flair and then one behind the thread to actually secure down to my page. Then I just kind of work with the tails. I like the tails to be long so that I can just kind of work them around into my layout, and then I just glue them down with that mixed media glue. It'll dry clear again, so I don't have to worry about it looking like there's a white blob or anything because it just it dries up clear, so it's fine. I'm just going to add my little crayon there and all of these little bits and pieces and goodies. I love how this is turning out, and it's just so sweet for my little guy here. I put the little lunch embellishment because he always makes me pack his lunch. He refuses to eat school lunch. Does anybody else have a child like this, that their kid just absolutely refuses to eat anything from the school? And you know what? It's free. It's been free for a couple years now, as it should be. But, you know, of course, he makes me pack his lunch when the school lunch is free, right? I mean, that's pretty typical of how that works out usually. But I don't know. Is anybody else's kids like this, that they just refuse to eat the school lunch? It's fine. I ate it when I was in school. I don't see anything wrong with it, but they just refuse to eat it. I don't know. So maybe I'm spoiling them a little bit too, because I do pack their lunch. It's fine. Everything's fine, right? Just adding my date stamp to finish this one off. And here's what the finished layout looks like. I absolutely love how this one came together with that foiled goodness on here. It's just so sparkly and pretty. I think it's a great thing to add to any layout. So I hope you guys give it a try, and I hope that you've learned something about foiling today. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for being here and all your sweet comments. Bye-bye.